All right. Sorry about the brick there. All right. Those are just some of our sterling swag that I had up here. I almost threw John Long's book out there. That would have been bad. Okay. While we're getting prepped for that, I want to know. Last night we had a short presentation by Len Necefer. He's the head of Natives Outdoors, and this year we're really focusing on the diversity of people getting outdoors and getting into Joshua Tree National Park, as well as in the climbing scene. And Len's been with us as a registrant of Climb Smart. Len, are you in the audience? Hey, man, I want to call you out, and if you could come on up. And I also heard that Sarah Bliss is here. Sarah, are you here? We'll come up together. Yeah, are you together? Yeah, we're right here. Oh, awesome. I knew that. So, Joshua Tree is home to many native tribes. I think the number is 15 or 19, I can't remember. But they have ancestral and sacred lands here. And we as the climbing community also respect the land and respect the natural environment and work to keep it that way. That's what the service project was about. That's what we try to do all year with Friends of Joshua Tree and our partners at Access Fund. And we feel that there's a new emerging relationship with native tribes in America and the climbing community at large. And I think here in Joshua Tree and throughout the Southwest, there's a very particularly important threat happening right now to our access and to our public lands. So I'm going to just let Len and Sarah talk about it.
Woo! Yeah, there's yours.
Can you get a photo of me?
Yeah.
For the gram.
Yeah.
Hi, Shea Len Necefer Yeneshe, Tachit Ninishla, Bilagana Bashastin, Do Nakai Nana Dashache, Do Bilagana Dashanala. Tseli Dent Nasha, Do Dent Dinanishla. My name's Len Necefer. I'm from the Navajo Nation, and I am the owner and founder of Natives Outdoors. I'm a climber as of maybe about 6 months ago, and yeah. And I've been in the outdoors, and my first experience being a native person in the outdoors was with my grandfather, who was a traditional healer. We call them Hatafli, and they're like singers. And so my experience with being outdoors was going out with him, doing ceremonies, or collecting herbs and different medicinal plants. And as I got older, and I moved off the res and I was going to college, I was trying to figure out how I could fit into getting outdoors more and reconnecting with my culture. And as I started getting involved with like hiking and climbing, I said, wow, like this is totally the experiences that I had as a kid. And so I always was looking at like, how can I reconnect this? How can I reconnect this back to where I come from? And so I started an Instagram called Natives Outdoors. Y'all should add me because I need the followers. It's really great. But we started back in March, and so what I'm based on doing is sharing the stories and photos of Indigenous people in the outdoors. Because many of you, as being climbers, when you're up on the rock and you're in the crag, you're right there. You're right there with the rock. You are right there in the environment, and you know that feeling of just being connected with the place. And I was really able to sort of experience those things that I did as a child with my grandfather, and saying, this is how we are connected to the land, and this is why we care about it, this is why we protect it. And with the threats that we face now from the Trump administration and other sorts of threats to public lands, we as climbers and Native people have a common thread in protecting these places. And so a lot of the work that I've been doing has been to build this alliance and work towards mutual understanding and trying to figure out how we can work together to basically, ensure that we can climb, and then also that the thousands of years of cultural resources that exist in this area are protected in the future. And so, I am Navajo. This is not my homeland, but I just want to acknowledge that this is the homeland of many Indigenous people. The Cahuilla, the Chemehueve, the Serrano, and many others. But I'm also very proud to announce that I want to introduce Sarah from the 29 bands of Mission Indians who came out. Really thankful for her being here. But she's going to give some of the perspective on this place and also why this is important. So thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here, and It was really great talking with you, Summer, today, and I'm also happy to talk more after this. Yeah. I love your outfit too, man. Look at this. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Kenji. Text it for it.
Text it. I got it.
Just for me. All
Hey,
right.
sister.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Bliss. I'm the Tribal Cultural Specialist for the 29 Palms Band of Mission Indians. They have their reservation over here by Joshua Tree in the city of 29 Palms, right before Joshua Tree National Park. It's actually right by the visitor center to the park. And their other reservation is located on the other side in the city of Coachella. So for the tribe, they're one of the four known tribes that traveled through this park, traveled and lived in this area for hundreds and thousands of years. We have sacred and cultural spaces in the park, which I'm sure many of you have seen and experienced the connection to the land here. And so we've met with the National Park Service, and now we're trying to meet with the climbing community and just understanding and connecting with you guys. Yeah, yeah, we're glad, and we hope to build some connections and hope you learn from us, and we also want to learn from you. So one of the big things is if you guys can be stewards to these sacred lands. So if you see people climbing, on some rock art that you know, if you could please ask them to leave or contact the National Park Service. And then if you see artifacts on the ground, if you could please not pick them up, you could maybe, I actually use the compass app on my iPhone to get the coordinates for it and take a picture, or let the Park Service know that something is there. So I'm glad that we're here today. We hope we can build some connections here. And if you have any questions, we're going to be with the National Park Service booth. We've been working with them for many years and hope to continue to do so.